Hello, everybody. Dave Neal here, stand-up comic, host of Bachelor Nation News. Happy Monday to everybody out there. You guys have a good weekend. I hope you had a nice Father's Day or whatever else you might have been celebrating. Happy Juneteenth Day, everybody. And we're going to get into this next video. Producers cut Cassidy from Bachelor in Paradise. You never hear people talking about this. She just flat out went on Chatty Bros, the bro version of Chatty Broads, Broads and Bros, and spilled all the tea. And it's interesting. And it's behind the scenes stuff we never get to hear. So good on her for sharing it. And makes you wonder, is she blacklisted after this? I don't think so. I mean, I think she provides enough of a good, fun character for the show. But it makes you wonder why they didn't end up going with her. Is it because she's a wild card? Because she's been speaking out about a lot of social issues online. I mean, typical things that are good for society, not always good for the producers who want to make sure they can control, manipulate all those things. So let's get into it. Let's get into it right now. Do me a favor, follow me on Instagram at DNeals and also patreon.com/Dave Neal. And by the way, just a quick and friendly shout out to all of our new Patreon members. Callie Wolf, Beth, Anna, Elizabeth, 231 of you guys active members. Really helps out the community and helps me having this extra sort of a community to hang out with. So much appreciated, and let's get into it. Here's Cassidy on the Chatty Bros chatting about being the villain. It's a great hour-and-a-half long episode. Go watch the full thing. I'm going to play the clip about Bachelor in Paradise.
Well, first of all, I admire Becca for that because, like, I broke up with someone. I was dating a guy in, like, March and April of this year, and I broke up with, like, the first dude that I've dated in years who was, like, actually serious about a relationship. I broke up with him because I was supposed to go on Paradise.
Breaks up with a guy for Paradise. Hey, if that ain't love, I don't know what is. Listen, it's late-stage capitalism. There's a recession happening. Go on Paradise. Get your bag, Cassidy. But the fact that she broke up with him, you know, can you go back to him? Can you be like, listen, psych, April Fools. You said you dated him. Just tell him April Fools.
This year.
He'll understand.
It didn't end up working out. I can't really go too much into it. I'm not certain why. But I've touched base in the past few days with the girls who went home in the first rose ceremony. And kind of sounds like I dodged a bullet, to be honest. But, like, I stirred the fucking pot. I tried, like, my best. So when they called me, I had already quit my job and all that shit. And they were like, I was waiting on my fly out date. And they were like, oh, it doesn't look like it's going to work out this year. And I was like, well, I don't understand. Like, what happened? Can I?
I mean, Cassidy's she's a SoCal resident. And I believe she was in Florida, probably waiting for that ferry ride. She's like, all right, am I on the next boat? They're like, you're not on the boat. They told me, hello. It's like when you date somebody and they're like, yeah, meet up for dinner. And then you're like, are you here? No, you got ghosted.
Is there anything that I can do? Like, at this point, I mean, even for like a paycheck standpoint, like I'm kind of banking on this, you know what I mean? And I was given, I mean, truthfully, like, when I go on like the Reddit threads and stuff about, like, you know, who do you want to see on Paradise from, you know, this past couple seasons, it's like the obvious, like the shoe-ins, like this, it's like everyone's like Serene, Teddy, and like Cassidy, and like
stay off Reddit. PSA.
Yeah, like, I know people want me there, and so it's really,
because you were like such a mainstay, and then you were gone. Everybody's like, "What?" So like, we
everybody
had to
wants
have
a
you
villain.
back. That's like obvious.
Everybody wants a villain, but everyone was so unfavorable towards Shanae.
Everybody Wants a Villain would be a great merch shirt. Should we make a merch shirt? Everybody Wants a Villain.
That I kind of won by default there.
Sure.
I said
know?
I wouldn't watch Paradise if Shanae wasn't on it.
You and Wells, there's a whole bunch of people like in the
I like put her on. What are you talking about? She's
well,
gonna.
if it can't be me, it should be her. But
is it filmed?
They're halfway through right now. So the first rose ceremony just went down like a few days ago.
Wow.
Yeah. So once they called me and told me that, I fought it, and I was like, there must be something I can do. I don't understand. Right. I think it might have been a health reason. There's some like change in my blood work, like the fucking mono, like I'm telling, like I don't know what their deal is, but so I called the producer, like I called all the producers I have access to, and I called like the tippy top one. And I was like, listen, I really like this guy at this point, and
by the way, tippy top producer is a technical term we use. There's like Steven Spielberg, executive producer, but then the person up that is the tippy top.
I don't want to destroy my relationship with the franchise. Like, I don't know if there is a future for me with you guys or what the reason is that led to this, but to this decision. But, you know, if you think that I'm going to let this person that I actually like at this point fly out and meet a dozen plus other beautiful women before I've even had a chance to shoot my shot. Like, you've never met me. Like, that's not what I'm gonna, you know. So I was like, I want to fly out there and see him before he goes, but I will not do that if it's going to nuke my relationship with the franchise or whatever. And I was told that, you know, we can't tell you what to do. We have no, like there was a girl here this year that was told no last year. Like, these things happen. There's no definitive answer on whether or not like there's a future for you with us. But like, real recognize real, and like, you got to do what you got to do, and like, whatever. So in the back of my head too, I'm kind of like trying to create like a potential plot line here.
Right, like a buzz, yeah.
Right. I no longer feel that way about it. Like, I think that I don't even know if I would have any interest in Paradise if they called me fucking in 5 minutes, but he is there.
Whoa.
Yo, that's some tea right there.
Let me get this right. Am I getting this right? The Patreon's live in the chat. Cassidy was seeing a guy and then broke up with him for Paradise, but then the guy made it on Paradise and she didn't? Do I have that right? I'm just going to watch this one more time, guys, because I'm not, and there's no offense to Cassidy here. This is a lot. I'm on my second cup of coffee. This is a lot.
Real recognize real, and like, you got to do what you got to do, and like, whatever. So in the back of my head too, I'm kind of like trying to create like a potential plot line here.
Right, like a buzz, yeah.
Right. I no longer feel that way about it. Like, I think that I don't even know if I would have any interest in Paradise if they called me fucking in 5 minutes, but he is there.
Whoa.
Yo, that's some tea right there. Freshly served. God.
First of all, I really love how like it is it's not just like we're not getting the like
cheers.
Yeah.
They're just so happy that they got truth from somebody. Will she get sued for this? Is this a contractual thing? I'm not sure, and I have no idea who she's talking about. Cassie, will you DM me? Tell me who this is. I guess I just assumed at the beginning of her story that the guy she was seeing had nothing to do with The Bachelor.
We're not getting the like, oh yeah, I don't know, I just kind of applied for the show. I don't know, who knows? It's like, no, I was intentional about like how I was going to pull it off, and here's plotline ideas, and here's this, and here's that. Wow, that makes sense then, because it's
and it goes back to like the exit interview comment that Hunter said on the season, and like in the little Cassidy grievance session they were having when I was getting sent home. It was like, she's mean, guys. Like, yeah, she asked me what my, like, I was so frustrated because the actual conversation that happened there was Hunter was like so distraught. She's like, I'm definitely going home. I'm definitely going home. And I was like, oh girl, like I also like identify with you in this way. Like, I'm not very emotionally comfortable. Like, I don't know how to like comfort people when they're sad. I
don't like it.
I don't like it at all. I'm not sensitive. So I'm like, when people are expressing themselves vulnerably to me that way, I'm like, okay, well, here's how we can fix it. You know what I mean? Like, here's what we can do, like, whatever. So I was like, oh girl, like, pick your chin up. Like, it's not that serious. Like, you're going to get your time. Clearly you got a rose on night one for a reason. Like, whatever. Like, just don't sweat it. Like, like whatever. And she's like, no, like, I'm certain I'm going home. Like, I'm, whatever. And I was like, okay, well, I mean, if that's the case, like, have you thought about like what you want to say on the way out? Like, you want to make an impression and kind of like, do what you can with the time. I was actually trying to help. I had no ill intention towards her whatsoever. That was my version of like offering my assistance in whatever way that I could.
Be memorable.
Yeah, exactly.
You're on the show. It's like dating him can take you thus far or create these other opportunities, but it's like, you're on this thing. Live it.
Well, there's like two ways.
Embrace it in this way of like, understand, just be self-aware of what's really going on.
Yeah.
And you have these other opportunities, even as like, yeah, I think that's really good.
All right, so we're getting a lot of information here. I'm going to have to comb through more parts of the episode. I did hear that Cassidy mentioned she was Clayton's first kiss. I don't know if I can confirm that yet. Someone just said that. I got to watch it with my two eyeballs and earballs here. My earballs. But okay, so who's the guy? Leave a comment. Let me know your theories on the guy that I guess she was into that chose Bachelor in Paradise over her, but didn't she also choose Bachelor in Paradise over him? Or did she choose Bachelor in Paradise over another guy? There's so many questions that are being asked now. And I don't know if it's because it's Monday or I'm a little slow to launch here, but I don't understand what's going on. Let me know what you guys think. We'll have more content coming all day long. And by the way, thank you all for Dave Neal Show. We had our first video that's ever broken 1 million views over the weekend. So thank you guys all for checking out Dave Neal Show. More content coming on over there and over here and on the Patreon, patreon.com/Dave Neal. We'll talk to you guys later. Bye, everybody.